Hey Chiefs fans, I am back. I was out for a couple of days on a mini vacation, but we're going to continue to plug out videos for you guys, so subscribe to the channel. Help me out. We're closing in on 15,000 subscribers, just over 100 away, so hit that big red button if you haven't already. The latest Chiefs news, rumors, and a whole lot more for you guys on this channel throughout the offseason. You see the link below. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. You're watching the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Let's jump into a rumor around one Melvin Ingram as Kansas City continues to be aggressive in NFL free agency. He was supposed to meet with the Chiefs today on Tuesday, but that's been pushed back to Wednesday. No worry, they're still going to meet. Just a logistical issue. He will now meet in Kansas City on Wednesday, which this is a good sign because Kansas City needs some pass rushing help, and I've been pleased with Brett Veach this offseason as he's been aggressive in free agency. I mean, it became very, very close to signing Trent Williams in Kansas City. Like, he called the 49ers, was like, I'm about to sign, y'all want me or not? And then the 49ers ponied up. I'm on board with adding a pass rusher like a Melvin Ingram. Now, 2020 did not go his way. He was banged up, only played in 7 games. When he did play, wasn't all that effective. Didn't even have a sack last year, only 1 tackle for loss. But this has been one of the better pass rushers over the past, 8-9 years or so in the National Football League. The Chiefs are obviously very familiar with him as he spent a lot of time with the Los Angeles Chargers, especially in recent years. If he's healthy, I think he can be that, number 2, number 3 type of pass rusher on a good defensive line, which obviously the Chiefs have some good pieces there in Chris Jones and in Frank Clark. I'm on board if the price makes sense. 1 year, $5 million? Who says no? I think that's a pretty good deal for both parties involved. So should the Chiefs sign Melvin Ingram? Again, he's going to visit on Wednesday with the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me know what you guys think. Type Y for yes, or go ahead and type N for no. Now, hopefully, if they do sign Ingram, he reverts back to pre-2020, 2018, 2019 stats. He had 91 tackles, 14 sacks in those 2 seasons. Remember, in 2020, only played in 7 games, didn't have a sack. But the prior 2 years, he was still largely effective, having 14 sacks, 7 sacks in each of those seasons. And he's actually been decent in coverage as well when he's had to drop back. 8 pass breakups. He's batted some balls as well. 19 tackles for loss in those 2 years. Those aren't number 1 pass rusher numbers, but that's not what the Chiefs need. The Chiefs have Chris Jones, who is still an elite pass rusher from the interior there. Frank Clark, could he and Frank Clark combine for 15 sacks? Clark and a guy like Melvin Ingram? Maybe, maybe not, if both of those guys end up being healthy at the end of the day. Obviously, Kansas City in general needs to beef up its pass rusher. Chris Jones led the way last year with 7.5 sacks, but didn't get a lot of help from his teammates over the rest of the season, especially from Frank Clark, who only had 6 sacks there. You need more from him, but you need more in general. Alex Okafor, he's a free agent. You don't know if he's going to come back. You re-signed Taco Charlton, who had a couple of sacks last year, but he's a rotation guy. Michael Dana, same deal. Maybe he's your number 4, number 5 pass rusher, but you're not asking him to give you 5 or 6 sacks. Melvin Ingram, if healthy, could provide that for this Chiefs defense. Now, at 6'2", 247, he's a little smaller than what Spags typically likes. Remember, they let D Ford go because he was in that 240, 245-pound range and brought in Frank Clark, who was more like 260, 265, but I think that's one of those not big deal type of things. He's a veteran. He could play in a 4-3 scheme. I don't think there's too much issue on that front. Now, who do you guys think is the better player at this point in their career? Type FC for Frank Clark. Type MI for Melvin Ingram. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Who do you guys think is a better player at this point? Now, we are presented by BetUS. March Madness is ongoing. The Sweet 16 gets back in action on Saturday. This has been a hell of a tournament, and there is money to make at chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Use that URL and then plug in our promo code Chiefs125 to get a 125% deposit bonus. Put down $100. I'm going to give you $100 for free. It's been a wild tournament with major upsets, and we've got updated title odds as we are down to 16 teams. Gonzaga still leading the way. You're still making, a decent, I like that value there, plus 135. Put down $100, you won 135. Not bad for clearly the best team in college basketball this year. Still hasn't lost a game. Baylor at plus 325, Michigan plus 650, plus 800 for Houston, and then Bama rolling out the top 5 at plus 1,000. Sorry, Kansas fans, Mizzou, we'll see you next year, but there's still some money to be had in this NCAA tournament. So go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Got to use that URL and then use that promo code Chiefs125 to bet on March Madness. Mel Kiper has released his latest mock draft, so let's talk about it here on the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Liam Eichenberg is his selection for Kansas City at number 31 overall. This is kind of his post-free agency mock draft. Obviously, free agency is still ongoing, but a lot of the big moves have been made, so he's updated his latest mock here. And Eichenberg makes sense, right? The Chiefs made a serious run at Trent Williams. Almost got him, didn't work out. They still need a left tackle. And I think if they don't get one in free agency, as some of the top guys are starting to go, then drafting one in round 1 makes a lot of sense, because this is a deep tackle class in this year's draft, and the Chiefs need a left tackle. It's as simple as that. I like this selection by Mel Kiper. Sometimes I think he has kind of weird picks. He had Azeez Ojulari a couple of mocks ago to the Chiefs, which I didn't think fit their scheme whatsoever as a undersized defensive edge rusher, but the left tackle out of Notre Dame, experienced, has started a bunch of games. I think this would be a good fit at number 31 overall if this were to happen in the NFL draft. So grade the pick for me of Liam Eichenberg. A, B, C, D, or F. I think it's solid. I think it's a safe pick. I don't think you can go wrong with he or really any of the other tackles in this year's draft. I'll give it an A-. I think it's a good pick. It's hard to say that any offensive lineman or really any pick late in the first round is going to be a home run until you know what's going to happen, but I think an A- is pretty fair there, because good tackle, a lot of experience, and it fills a need for Kansas City. So I'll give it an A- from Mel Kiper on that one. Like I said, he's had some weird ones in recent mocks, but this one I really, really agree with. Now Kiper had 6 offensive linemen in this mock draft, and I was surprised. He had Penei Sewell falling to number 9, in which he had the Vikings trading up into the top 10 to select the left tackle out of Oregon. I'd be shocked if he fell that far. Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern goes number 13 overall to the Chargers. He could play tackle or guard. We'll see where he lands there. Christian Darrisaw, player I like a lot, number 19 overall out of Virginia Tech, going to the Washington football team. And then you see Eichenberg here, a couple of guys going before him. Elijah Vera Tucker, the guard/tackle, going to the Bears at number 20 overall. Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. Ignore the photo. He's actually a pretty good prospect there, number 24 overall to the Steelers. And then, of course, Liam Eichenberg, the 6th and final offensive lineman for Mel Kiper in his latest mock draft, going number 31 overall to the Chiefs. The point is, lots of talent on offensive line in this draft. He didn't even include guys like Samuel Cosme. Alabama's got a couple of guys, including Alex Leatherwood, that could go in round 1, early round 2. Deep offensive line class, especially at tackle, which is good for the Chiefs because I think their interior is actually in pretty good shape overall. So I like the pick of Liam Eichenberg, 37 starts, 6'6", 305. I think there's room to put on 10, maybe 15 pounds, and then you put on get in the weight room there with the Kansas City Chiefs. You should be good to go for the foreseeable future. Who is your dream target at number 31 overall? Go ahead and comment below on this one. Dream target for the Chiefs in the first round. I think if they don't sign a left tackle, I think you got to look at tackle at 31. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time.